trying to get Megan to come on. She was asking for the link. Nora, for some reason tonight, decided that she didn't want to go to bed without screaming and crying. So this has been for like an hour and a half. We've been dealing with this. So, kind of very new for her. She goes to bed pretty easily. So if I have to hop off for a second, that's why. But she seems to be. What?
Teeth maybe, or
I don't know. She just, it was like irate. And then I would go in there and rock her for a little bit and she'd be fine. And then I put her back in her bed, and by the time I was leaving, she was screaming again. So I know she's such a good sleeper. So she's quiet now. So in John's home. So hopefully we'll be good. But I feel your pain a little bit right now, Em. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let Emily go first so she can go. I just wanted a couple of the people that were at Leaders Retreat with me to just share a little bit about their experience, what they, got from it, as well as why it's so important to make it there and how you make it there. So I just want Megan and Emily to share really quick. Emily's going to go first. Go ahead, Emily.
Yeah, hi. So just a little background. I've been doing this for almost over 2.5 years. And the first year I missed Leaders Retreat by 10 points. They didn't have like an online system, so you kind of were getting emails, but so that was a little disappointing. And then last year I had major surgery, so I could not go even though I earned it. So technically this was my first Leaders Retreat that I went to. And for me, I don't know, I just was really, really amazed at, they like took over the hotel. So everywhere you went, you would see all the signage and, our branding. And that was just really neat. And then I went with one of my teammates, Nikki. We roomed together. So that was a lot of fun because we kind of had some bonding time and, got to hang out and talk. But I think the most impressive thing for me and what really stood out from my time there was both the training sessions and then the events. The training sessions, you walk into them and you just feel the energy of all the people there. Every person that walks by you is smiling and will say hi. I don't know, everybody's just happy. When they say like Plexus people are happy, it really is true. And you can just tell that people are there to learn, like they want to be there. And, all the presenters and, people from corporate and Alec and Tarl, you can just feel their passion for Plexus and the company, and that they're truly, as they say, you can feel it in the audience, that they're truly trying to do the right thing for us. And then the events were super, super fun, the parties. And literally, like Kate was saying, it's like, light our heavier dwarves. And we could have stayed all night until the next day eating. There was so much food and no detail was missed. You would turn a corner and there would be some other decoration to go with their theme. And I just was really impressed with that. It was more than a group of people getting together. They really went all out and just made it like a whole, the atmosphere really changed. So you kind of felt like you were, taken away to Havana Nights. And so I really enjoyed that. So, and then just lastly, as always, my biggest takeaway from all these things and from Plexus in general is just being with my teammates and meeting new people. Diane Gerardis, I always love seeing her. Every time I've met the Diamonds, they're just so welcoming. And so that's what I love most, is just being with my teammates and interacting with other Plexus people. So
awesome. Thank you, Emily. I appreciate it. I'm so glad that we got to spend some time together. Emily is on my Chicago leg. So, hey, Lissa. So I don't get to see her in person very often. So that was awesome. So, all right. Thank you so much for hopping on, Emily. I appreciate it. All right, Megan, you want to go ahead and share a little bit about what it meant for you to be there? Oh, there you go. And how to get there and why.
Okay, yeah, definitely. So yeah, a little bit background on myself is that actually Halloween will be my 3rd year anniversary, which is pretty cool. And my first leaders retreat, I missed it too. I was very, very close, but it was just like 100 points, I think, at that point. And then my 2nd year, I actually had earned it on strictly basically my own PB. I think I had like 20 points for my team. But then this year, I was able to earn it with my PB, but also some of my teammates that helped me get there. So my goal from last year to this year was to really, because once you go to the leaders retreat, you think, man, you know, there's positive people everywhere. This experience is incredible. And so you want to make sure you share that with people. And I think that's the one benefit about earning the leaders retreat is that you feel that vibe, you get that surge of emotion of like what you're really doing this for and what it really truly is all about. So my goal was to earn leaders retreat with my team. Not that they would necessarily be there, but like to be growing my team so much that I wasn't going just solely on my own PV, because I really pushed my own PV last year. Like I would, you know, purchase things ahead to get that PV because I really just wanted to be there. That was my goal. I wanted to experience it all. But this year I was like, I want to grow my team and be the reason that I'm there, is because I have a team that I need to go back to and share all these cool experiences with, and then be able to bring them next year. You know, I would have loved for them to be here this year, but now I have at least 5 people who want to be there with me next year. And I think that's really, really incredible. And I think that's really what the focus needs to be, is when you're sharing the product, share the opportunity and share these trips, because pay attention to that. We have these trips available because I taught math and I started staying home with my daughter in 2010. And, you know, like I said, it's my 3rd year. 3 years ago, I decided to join Kate with this. And it was just really humbling being there thinking, man, I'm a stay-at-home mom and I've earned a trip to Florida. And I was there by myself with that, because I earned it later in the summer. So I accidentally get into the Gaylord. That happens, like if the Gaylord, you know, fills up. So you really want to earn it quickly, but that really wasn't a big deal. It was so nice to just, even though I was in a different hotel, I had 4 days of Megan time, of mom time. And so that was just incredible. And it's just a gift in itself, because you think, well, is it really free? I mean, I have to pay for my flight, but it all pays for itself in the end, because like we said, there's all those events. We had to see John Maxwell in person. I mean, that's a gift. That's a gift. The tickets just to go to see him are huge. When in the events that Emily was talking about, all the hors d'oeuvres, it's dinner. It's not hors d'oeuvres, it's dinner. So you are getting free dinners. You're getting a bag to come home and just enjoy and kind of, you know, go around town with. There was notebooks in it. There was a Plexus pen, you know, so it all just, like all of it together is such a package to where I got to relax. I got these gifts. I got, you know, dinners, and I just think that's incredible. And then to hear Alec and Carl talk in person, I think it's also very, very beneficial. Like you get to see that these are real people. They're goofy. He accidentally said like an inappropriate word on stage, and you know the whole crowd is laughing. And Emily's right. You're walking around, everybody's so happy. The staff at the hotels are like, Plexus people are the happiest people I've ever seen or met. Like this is incredible. So and it's just fun. It's fun. Like Emily has said, I agree with her. Like just hanging out with people who are out of state. You know, we see each other on Facebook all the time, but we don't get to just have a drink together or have a dinner or share stories or give each other hugs. Like that's also very, very, very incredible. And it empowers you to think, man, I do want to pass this on to others. we're not just doing this just to do it. We're doing it because it has a huge purpose behind it. And going to those events, you really feel it and kind of understand it even at a deeper level than we already do. So I think I covered, I hope I covered everything.
For sure.
Really, yeah.
I think that, from both you and Emily, I think it really is. I mean, it's a leaders retreat. So this is the event by Plexus that is way less business and a lot more enjoyable, free time, pampering. It's leaders basically saying like, good job. You know what I mean? And having just lots of cool things for us to do. And so being with your team and having that time to bond is super, super important. And for me, the highlight, I am a red personality. So like some of the blue personalities, which I have a ton on my team, like they love the parties and the stuff like that. Like that's like not my like highlight, although fun, not my highlight. Like I loved the fact that we got to see John Maxwell and we got to have a team dinner together and we got to, those types of things where we could just be together and kind of build our relationships, because that's so important as you're moving through and growing your team. As you develop into a leader, and we heard from John Maxwell, I'm going to share a little from him, and I put the full video on my team page. I encourage you to watch it because it's going to be way better than me recapping it for you. And if you don't watch it, then you're probably not interested in it anyway. So I'm just saying, like, if it's something that interests you, which if you want to grow a team, leadership should interest you, watch it. It was actually on this book, The 5 Levels of Leadership. And I've had this book for a while, but haven't read it. It's one of his that I have not read. So I plan on reading through it. But some great points. I think that it's important to understand that you can get to Leaders Retreat whether you're silver or emerald. It doesn't matter. Anybody can get there. Megan earned her first Leaders Retreat when she was silver. And so did Emily. So it doesn't matter. Okay. However, they're going to be changing in the future how things are weighted, because a lot of weight goes to PV, and that's customers. And that doesn't really have too much to do with leading a team, right? So they are going to probably change that up a little bit and give some more weight to adding teammates, perhaps more weight to level ones. I mean, these are just some of the things that I've heard and thought about as well, as they move, along with these leaders retreats. So I'm looking forward to people really striving to earn these, and it's about sharing the opportunity. We all know that the way to grow our team and the way to reach as many people is to share the opportunity and then default to products and referrals. If we lead with the products, we don't have anywhere to go if they say no. Nowhere. Okay? And so I think it's super important for people to understand that getting to Leaders Retreat is going to be based on building your team. And you all have those qualities, right? We all have different leadership qualities. We're all different personalities. And just kind of working with your team on really focusing on how to best share the opportunity with their personality. And I think that, knowing their why and why they're doing this. And Megan, if you have people telling you that they want to be at Leaders Retreat next year, then that's absolutely what you need to do, is dig in with them about what are they willing to do, or how are they willing to grow in order to get themselves there next year? What do they see that looking like? Because for sure, people want to be there, right? Why wouldn't you want to be there? But doing the work it takes to get there and wanting are very different things. That goes for anybody, myself included.
Yeah,
okay.
Because I swear last year after the Leaders Retreat, I envisioned my team being bigger, me being at a different rank. I did envision that. Like, I really wanted it to be that I was earning it because I had a team rather than because I was pushing myself. I was more able to say, oh, I'm going to pass this on to other people and push other people as well with me. So I think that you have to envision what it's going to look like for you.
Yeah, you have to have that plan and that vision, and it just goes to show that you are investing in your growth as a leader too. You know what I mean? Like, you want to be that leader where not only are you going to be there, but you're going to have a team there. You know what I mean? And that goes to show your leadership skills as well. Leaders Retreat is the only Plexus event you have to earn. Okay. Everything else you can, besides like Emerald Extravaganza and stuff, but like you can go to convention, you can go to Super Saturday, you just buy a ticket. But I will tell you, convention contest is going to be starting soon, and you can earn your convention ticket money back. You can earn spending money. You can earn travel money. You can earn fun money. Like, there's lots of stuff that you can earn, and the contest will come out, and we'll be able to kind of go over that with our teams. Okay, so I want to share with you a couple things that Tarl and Alex said, and like Emily and Megan said, I just adore these two men. Particularly Alec Clark. He's just, there's something about him that, like, he's just the most humble, good man. And he's super funny, but he doesn't really mean to be. And he's just, I don't know, he's just a good dude. And he has 5 boys, I think. And his wife, Trish, they've been married for like over like 30 some years. They're just great. So this is what he said: how to be happy, centered, and successful. There's 10 things, okay, that he said that will help you to do that. 1, don't make an exception for your standards. 2, smile. He said he challenged us all to smile to 5 strangers a day. Just smile at people and be more engaging. Be disciplined. This is hard for us, I think, a lot of us, to be disciplined. Some of us work full-time outside of Plexus. Some of us are stay-at-home moms, and we don't know, Tuesday from, Friday. It's hard sometimes to be disciplined, but it's so important in any line of work and just in life in general. Number 4, live the golden rule. Treat others how you want to be treated. Plain and simple, right? I think that's important. Number 5, don't complain. This is key. I'm praying and looking forward to our new back office. But of course, there's some PTSD from our back office prior. And so I just want you to know that all the jewels, they have a prayer chain going. Everyone's taking an hour every day and praying. Like, it's crazy. Because, I think that it's taken so long for this to happen, though, because it's gonna be right this time. But I think not complaining is key, right? There's no, network marketing isn't life or death, right? You need to put things in perspective. Number 6, keep learning. The day you stop learning is the day that your business is going to start stalling and moving backwards. Number 7, look up, get off your phone. From a network marketing company to tell you to get off your phone, this is the 2nd time now, it's incredible. But it's true, because where our business at lies in relationships and talking to people and being present, and also having a balance between that and our family. Number 8, set goals, write them down. If you're not writing them down, they're not even goals, guys. Number 9, be humble. This is something that they do a great job at, and something that we all need to do. You encourage diamonds to, just talk to a gold or a silver, because it would probably make their freaking day. I can remember when I was silver, it wasn't that long ago, and just thinking, oh my gosh, I talked to this person, you know what I mean? And it's awesome. And so and I can tell you that 95% of the people that I've met have been extremely humble. So it's something that I think is pretty prevalent in Plexus. Number 10, and finally, serve others. That's our main goal, guys. As we grow our teams and we grow our businesses, whether it's our customer base or teammates, is to serve people. that's why I do it. You know what I mean? I want to help people. And the cool thing is at the same time as I'm helping them, I'm also getting healthy and growing myself. So win-win. From Alec, you need to have a good attitude. Or from Tarl. Or this is Charles Tips. Sorry, this was from a different thing. He just said that one of the things that he really, really noticed was that leaders are more present during the hard times. There's a book called Leaders Eat Last that he recommended reading, and I have not looked into yet, but I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about John Maxwell. I'm not going to go into too much detail. Like I said, I posted his full hour-long lecture, if you want, whatever you want to call it, because it really wasn't like a lecture. It was so interesting, on Pink Freedom. So if you need to be tagged in it or you need us to send you the link, let us know. But I think one of my biggest takeaways from him was that the people we're looking for, right? We're all looking for somebody who wants to run with this business, who wants to share this business and opportunity with as many people as they can, because that's how we're going to serve more and more people. That's how we're going to reach our goals. You can't do this by ourselves, right? You can get to gold by yourself. After that, you need a team, okay? Or it's very, very hard. But he said, the people we're looking for aren't looking for us. It was like a light bulb moment for me, because the people that are going to take me and our team to another level aren't looking for me. I need to be looking for them. I need to have a profile. Who am I looking for? And I need to be intentional with my reach outs. I'm not looking for anybody. The people that are looking for us are typically losers. And it kind of sounded bad when he said it, but it's true, guys, okay? A lot of people think that this is a lottery ticket. It's not. This is self-growth. This is work. This is serving others. It is freeing and incredible, but it is not a lottery ticket. And a lot of times people join us that we reach out to thinking that, oh, all they have to do is, talk to a couple people and there they go, right? It's just not like that. And so I think the whole being intentional and making sure that you are attracting what you want to you is important. He talked about some of his different laws that are in his books that we've done studies on. But there's 5 different levels of leadership. And I'm not going to walk all through them. I think that the best thing for you to do would be to watch the whole thing, and maybe I could do a training on it, just that, and to take notes. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about a little bit is just the plan for next year. I have a strong suspicion that Leaders Retreat is going to be in Nashville next year. We have a contract with the Gaylord. That's the only other Gaylord that I know that we haven't been to. How fun would that be? So, I think really just thinking about how we can keep our funnels full, how we can keep this business simple and fun, because this business is super simple. It's not easy, but it's super simple. All we're doing is sharing this opportunity with everybody that we can think of and everybody that we come into contact with while we're building our network. And all we're doing is asking people if they're open. We're not puking Plexus on them. All we're doing is saying, listen, I have found something that has changed my life. Are you open to learning more about it? You're setting up 3-way calls with your sponsor, your prospect calls. They work, okay? You do not have to do this on your own. I think third-party validation is key. We now have that new corporate call that has been recorded that we can share with potentials. That could be huge. But I think it's important to do the whole if I will you. If I send you this video, or if I get my sponsor on the phone, would you do a 3-way call? Asking them what they're open to doing in order to move forward. I think a lot of times that funnels clogged because people aren't making decisions. But if we're talking to enough people, it's always going to be dripping, right? It's always going to be dripping out. I've definitely noticed the points in my business where I've stalled out. It's because I'm not consistently doing what I need to do every day to keep that funnel full. And that's new people. And, being in the business for 3.5 years, almost 3.5 years, it's super important for me to continue to network. Because while I will never say that my Facebook is exhausted, I am more there than some people that might have just started. So it's important for me to always think of new ways to network, especially as a stay-at-home mom, because sometimes I feel like I don't even leave the house. So it's important to find those avenues and to look into ways to join groups, to prospect on social media intentionally and effectively. There's gurus at that. And I think, being a leader is about growing your team and leading your team to success, setting that, walking that, paving that path for them and showing them. They're going to follow you. You need to set the example. So I hope to see a lot of our team at Leaders Retreat next year. The more the merrier. I think it would be super fun. So I'm excited for Megan's team. I'm glad that they got to see her there. And hopefully they will, make good on their intention and really just kind of dig in. And think about the worst case scenario. Someone isn't interested. That's okay. Right? Be proud and bold in what you have. I'm excited for Emily's team as well as Nikki and Jessica were the other people that earned it from our team, and they're both on, Jessica. It goes Jessica, Emily, Nikki. So they're all on the same leg. So do you guys have any questions about Leaders Retreat? No? Okay. I look forward to talking to you later. Next week, we have Kate Brooks, Ashley has a question. Next week, we have Kate Brooks, who's a sideline Emerald, whose team is exploding. She's almost Sapphire, and she went Emerald just a month before me. So I'm excited to hear from her. I'm trying to unmute you, Ashley. Okay, I unmuted, I think.
Yeah, I unmuted it too. Sorry. Hi. So I have Megan was talking about she earned it on PV and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So all the ambassadors that I've signed up are all they just want the wholesale pricing. Mm-hmm. And now I have a couple prospects that are interested in the business, mm-hmm. and that they're, I'm still working with them and everything. Hopefully it'll come together in the next week. But how do you earn to go to Leaders Retreat? What do you, is it, it's talked about team building and stuff, but what are the different ways you can?
So last for this Leaders Retreat, you got 10 points for every level 1, 2, 3, or 4 added to your team. Okay. You also got 10 points for every per customer over 50 PV. Okay. So I'm sure you got points for Leaders Retreat, Ashley. It was, I think, 675, or was it 7? How many points was it? 850?
875, I believe.
Okay. So last year, I think it was a little lower. Sometimes they'll, depending on how many people qualify, they'll lower the points or whatever. And then you got, so anything over 2,500 PV was 300 points. And that's what's going to probably go down for future Leaders Retreats. And that's PV, that's your personal PV. So those are your customers. But what you have to understand is
2,500 for the year or for the
for a month. For the month.
For a month.
2,500 PV. Yeah. So that's how much of a customer base that they have. And notoriously, I've had really high PV, so I've always gotten the 300 points every month. But as my team grows, my PV goes down, which is pretty normal, okay, and okay, because it's important for you. Growing a team is where the freedom is, okay? Having a large customer base is not freeing at all. It's a lot of work. You have to be on top of it every second. Like, it's really difficult. What happens is happy customers usually become ambassadors, whether that's for wholesale or for the opportunity. And wholesale ambassadors many times turn into business builders. So do not count them out.
That's how I started. Like,
yeah,
I
exactly.
wanted,
Yeah.
so.
And these prospects that you have for the opportunity, make sure they're getting on three-way calls with Nicole or myself. You know what I mean? Prospect calls. Happy to do those with you guys to kind of teach you how to do them. I think that it's going to be important. Like, in June, our team had an explosive June, okay? We added like 91 teammates to our team, okay? It's the only reason I went for Emerald in July. So I got like 900 and some points just for that month. Does that make sense? Okay. So June qualified me with nothing else. And so that's why like people like Diamonds and stuff, they earn it so quickly because they're adding hundreds, sometimes even like 300, 400, 500 people to their team every month. So like, it's like, boom, you know what I mean? And when you're a diamond too, like you're making like $10,000 in just points a month on your paycheck, if not more. You know what I mean? So like that's where the freedom is. It's a lot harder to make $10,000 in PV. You would need to have like what, 50,000 PV. So it's like it's so much. The way the comp plan is structured is freedom while you're building your team. However, there's that little disconnect sometimes that I think people struggle with. I know I did. As you're growing your team and your PV goes down, there can be a point in time where your paycheck goes down too. And then you're like, oh my gosh. But I'm telling you, it's where it's at to grow your team. I'm telling you, from experience. So I'm really hoping that they make that change to the contests because it's kind of like one of those things where people are like, well, I'd rather have them as a customer than an ambassador. And then they're leading with the products and they're not growing their team, but they're trying to make leaders retreat. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of one of those things that I feel like if you lead with the opportunity and they don't want the opportunity, then they become a customer. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the best way to.
No, I liked when you said that because I've always led with the products and the, so then, yeah, you're right. Like when they're like, no, it just stops.
Right.
That's
so do you want to learn about an opportunity, even though you don't want to, do everything to do with the products? I mean, you just can't go anywhere with that. The other thing is you can use the products when you're leading with the opportunity, because the reason our opportunity is so incredible is because we have products that everybody needs. Right. And so even our new X Factor chewable, which I didn't even talk about, which is crazy. I'm sorry. I mean, insane how awesome this is. So many people have children. Right? People need this. Another great way to grow your business and grow your team. Even though it's a product, it's another opportunity for us to be relevant, for us to be at the forefront of this, and for it to be exciting for people to get on board and share that with people. And I think that's key is when we get new products, using that as a way to enhance our opportunity position instead of just like a new product, new customers. You know what I mean? That's the worst case scenario, in my opinion. They become a customer, which is not a bad scenario. You know what I mean? And that's the kind of the way that I've looked at it for a while, ever since. I mean, I used to lead with the products too, but you live and learn. So yeah, the X Factor Kids is awesome. My kids love it. They love the taste. I'm excited that there's no sugar. I'm excited that it's bioavailable. I love the video with Almay Darling and Cindy Latham because it kind of just goes over some things that are important. I think people think that if they take a vitamin, they're getting what's in that vitamin. And unfortunately, that's not true, either because they can't absorb it or it's not bioavailable for their bodies. So I think it's key to talk about those things and what sets us apart, not only in our products, but as a company. Other questions? No. All right, guys. I hope you have a good night. Thanks for hopping on. Thanks for sharing, Meg. Bye.